summer of Spider-Man continues. In this series, we are talking about every single live-action Spider-Man movie in hype for Brand New Day. But these aren't reviews of the movies themselves, more so looks at scenes that make the movie work. Make it emotional, make it sing, make it memorable. Whether it be a movie you like or dislike, in this case, it's a movie I really love, but a lot of people don't. Amazing Spider-Man 2, it's filled with a lot of moments I love for the webhead, and this scene is no exception. Let's talk about some villain setup. Some really good villain setup, actually. It's one of the best Spider-Man sequences, I think, ever. It's the Times Square scene from Amazing Spider-Man 2's first confrontation with the character of Electro. We've already seen a side arc of Electro going through a lot sympathetically. He's a dude who he just gets the short end of the stick by everyone. He's treated like shit at work, he's treated like shit at home. There's a deleted scene that I hate they deleted it, but it's a moment where Max, it's revealed that he lives with his mom. He's helping his mom out who's sick, but even she forgets his birthday. You really do just want to kind of give Max a hug in the first act of this movie. Like, he's definitely like, and I do appreciate the movie for showing this, he's definitely unwell, but at first you do, it's like, if this guy just got some help, maybe had a friend, he could have been better. And I like that we relish in that before he becomes full villain, but that Times Square scene does such a good job at highlighting his narcissism on top of his sympathy, but making both shine for him to be a villain. It starts off like Max is just kind of figuring out what's going on. He wakes up from the accident, he starts walking around New York, he's in Times Square, he's just craving electricity because I guess that's his new nutrition source. He's craving it, he needs energy, he starts siphoning it from the bottom of the things at Times Square, all the power grids and shit. Just saying, I've been electrocuted. That does not look fun. I guess for him it feels amazing. For me it was a near-death experience, but hey, you know. I didn't go on a villain arc, I just started talking about movies again on my camera, like a shithead. I do love that everything's working on all cylinders though, on a filmmaking level. The music is within character of Max. The music itself is actually giving us a little bit of a insight into his character in a way. It's building up intensity as he's approaching. It feels like this coming threat. It's tied together with a great scene between Peter and Gwen from before discussing their relationship, but it's so Spider-Man because immediately when danger approaches, it's like Peter senses it as he's having his important conversation, turns around, sees where he has to go, immediately has to go there. He does it. He doesn't even stop to think. He just goes to figure out what's going on. Super Spider-Man, always choosing to help people even when it sacrifices himself. Every time Peter loses, Spider-Man wins, but every time Peter wins, Spider-Man loses. This the dichotomy of the movie. He shows up to Times Square, he sees Max siphoning the thing, and the cops start shooting at him. And I love this moment because when Peter shows up, he doesn't do it to fight him. He immediately starts to try to de-escalate. Something scenes and a lot of superhero movies forget to acknowledge is the de-escalation of a moment. I love when a hero goes like, hey, let's just, before we fight and do fisticuffs, can I talk to him? Can I just be like, hey man, what's wrong? And it's such a good Andrew Garfield performance moment. It's so Spider-Man and Peter Parker because at first he's so charismatic. He's like, hey man, what's up? What's your name? Max. Max. It's funny because I think the scene plays it out very smartly, right? Because you see from Max's POV, it comes across like he's pretending to know who he is and actually doesn't care about him, but he's just saying what Max wants to hear. And that's because Max is so hurt, he's so broken inside, he wouldn't anticipate someone actually caring about him, so it's kind of sad on his end. But on Peter's end, he's genuinely just trying to make this guy feel seen and heard. He's like, hey, what's your name? I can tell you I don't want to hurt anybody, I know you're scared, let's go talk, it's okay. And it's so cool because you can see how both POVs are reacting the way they are. Sure enough, cop's gonna escalate where cop's gonna escalate, and so Max thinks Peter is part of the trap. He thinks Spider-Man's trying to fight him. He reacts, starts shooting everybody, he just feels again like a pariah. And it's a great moment to highlight his narcissism because at first all the cameras start highlighting Max and looking around him, and Max sees that for the first time he's ever feeling seen by anybody. He's looking around like, I've been acknowledged for once. Sure enough, he starts messing up though, then Peter saves some people, and then the cameras cut to Spider-Man instead, and Max thinks all the attention goes to him. It's one of his final nails in the coffin. He looks around and he's like, so selfish. And it does show. It's like Max, while he's sympathetic, he does have narcissism. He does have an ego that needs to be checked. And I appreciate the balance of showing sympathy, but also an ego that needs to be checked. Some movies try to pick one or the other, make Max full evil, make him full sympathetic. I like how they kind of combine the two here. It makes three-dimensionality for the character. I do appreciate that it feels like Jamie Foxx is actually playing a character here in Amazing Spider-Man 2. He actually is channeling a performance. He's not just being Jamie Foxx, which is a flaw I have with No Way Home. Emotionality, it sets up the characters great, but then that moment, man, it's the action too, dude. It's on all cylinders. That moment where Electro just slams the ground and then all the electricity spreads out, so Spider-Man has to jump backwards. He does the backflip, web slings that one girl who's accidentally grabbing the bar, saves her, saves the other one, flips around, saves a couple of cops too. Like, it's a great scene of Spider-Sense knowledge, and it looks so clean. Seeing that moment in the theaters a couple of years ago just completely changed my brain chemistry. It's an excellent scene that just builds up what the characters are supposed to be for this conflict. The music is excellent. I love the moment where Max is looking around and you hear the music start to cue up and it's like, he lied to And like you hear the song build, but it's actually giving us insight into Max's POV, his internal dialogue, his internal monologue, really. And it's cool because it's not him hearing voices either. It's like the song working in tandem to tell us about the character. I love that as a filmmaking thing. The soundtrack of Amazing Spider-Man 2 deserves a video on its own. Spider-Man hits him with a hose and he gets knocked out, and then he gets put back in the prison and they take him away. They make him sympathetic again. It's like, damn, well, we don't see Max for a while. I do love that moment where it's so Spider-Man when he lands after the fight in front of Gwen, and immediately we crash back into reality of, oh man, I'm a hero. Back to reality. My girlfriend. England. It's just so Peter Parker, dealing with his life drama on top of the Spider-Man shit, but doing both. And then he goes home and he just kind of emotionally lets out for a bit. He's pissed. Not only pissed, but he's sad. He throws some shit around. He's just kind of, he's not feeling himself. And nothing's really working out for him. It's like a 15, 20-minute segment of the movie that just encompasses everything about Spider-Man to me. His villain, his heroics, the way he operates, what his internal conflict is with Gwen, his conflict with Max, how Max is egotistical, but also just, he just needs a friend. Not just a friend, but a friend who can put him in check. It's a great scene, and I love it. Another example in Amazing Spider-Man 2 that sings to me. Guys, what is your favorite scene from Amazing Spider-Man 2? What is your favorite scene in Spider-Man movies overall? Were you most excited to see in Brand New Day? Thank you so much for watching Scatterbrained Reviews. Leave a like, leave a comment, come talk about movies with us, come talk about stories with us. I'll see you next time.